What's up, ecosystem? Welcome back to ATI Auto Business. It is Friday. It is noon Central Time. That means it is time for Cars on the Move, where we connect dealers, auctions, retail, wholesale, logistics, tech, and more. So if you've got something you want to talk about, auto transport business, put it in the live chat. You can put it in the comments below. You can leave a like. Please do that. You can click share, click copy, grab that YouTube link. Let somebody know. I'll tell you what, we have a special show, actually. We have a special guest. We have Michelle Hutchinson of Ship Your Car Now. She's back with us again. And we have a twofer. She's going to give the UnConference report. What's UnConference? You're going to learn more about that. And then she's going to talk about the car shipping missing link that Ship Your Car Now provides for shippers, clients, etc. So we have a cool show and a special surprise guest announcement also. So please do help me. And again, please jump into the live chat. Help me wish a warm welcome to our friend. He's out in the cold. It's kind of a cold day. It's Friday. What, 6 more weeks of winter? What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm hanging out in the America's Auto Auction, Kansas City, Missouri. It's one of my favorite auctions to hang out at in the transport parking lot. It is cool, you're right. It's about 37, cloudy. But there's not a lot of wind today, so that makes it okay, right? I can handle it. And can you see behind me in the transport parking lot? You got a high rail and you got a quick loader stinger, 2 stingers, and I don't know if you can see this one, but look over there. That's got to be at least a 1-car hauler. Can you see it?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting you point out. I see more of the kind of the flatbed style. That's a big Tex.
Yeah,
what do you think what do you think it is, flatbed style versus like wedge?
I would call that guy a hot shot. What that means is he's definitely not going to put a Corvette on there or a Camaro, but he probably can put a truck on okay. Then when he's done with that, he can get on his freight load board and put some pallets or some pipes on there. So you see that a little bit. That makes
sense.
Yeah, and sometimes you see these. That's called a rollback, 2-car, right?
Yeah, right.
But anyway, that's what my guess is. Because the name on the board doesn't indicate anything auto. It's something completely different, meaning they're definitely probably not primarily auto transport guys, but do like to play in the playground. How you like that?
Well, and that, you know what, that makes a lot of sense because hot shot trucking is a highly searched term.
Yeah.
Right? Hot shot. I mean, we've known folks that say hot shot but stay in automotive.
Right.
But true hot shot is all. And you're right. It's funny, I forgot that, but that's it.
Well, also, just a quick report. I'm excited about today's show. I always enjoy having Michelle on. She's just full of energy, full of life. We've got to spend time with Michelle. We do have a special guest with a special announcement that I'm really excited about as well. But also, I just want to give a quick update. You know, Jay, I always hang out in these Clubhouse rooms with all the car dealer guys, right? So I've been hanging out in Clubhouse every Friday for sure in the All Things Used Car group. And this was their last week, I believe, for the vehicle acquisition that we talk about a lot, which is understanding your dealer. But anyway, something came up, not on this one, but another one. And you know, it's a good idea to understand who your customer is. So my customer is a car dealership, or multi-rooftop dealers, right? So when you get in and you start listening to these guys, one of the things I like to really emphasize is get to know your customer. Who's your customer? What are they dealing with? So I learned something this week. I learned that a dealership pays an extremely large amount of money every month to Facebook marketing. Now, just for fun, in this Clubhouse, there's a range. So this guy, take a wild guess at what this guy's dealership pays for Facebook marketing in 1 month.
By the way, is that a Midwestern on your left that just pulled in? No.
Oh, I don't know. No, that's Ashby, I think.
Oh, Ashby. Okay.
AT. Yeah. I'll double check, but he's got a truck that color.
Well, and he's always there. I'm going to say 10 grand a month.
20 grand.
20?
Okay, that's one guy. 20 grand for Facebook marketing. Now, you're like, okay, give me more money. If you can spend that kind of money to advertise and market, I need more money because I'm a transport guy. Well, time out. No, that's not what you need to say. What you need to say is, wow, this guy's really serious about trying to buy cars and sell cars. Get in that mindset, okay? Good idea. There you go.
So can a carrier...
He spends that kind of money to do anything other than sell more cars.
Can a carrier show up in the clubhouse and listen and,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Really?
I tell all my friends, yeah. Get in there. Modern day car sales. That's where I hang out every Friday.
So what is it called? It's on Clubhouse. You got to download Clubhouse, the app, right?
Yeah, and then get in there. There's modern day car sales, and then there's all things used cars. I think the all things used cars is somehow attached to the modern day car sales, so they all use this one room, I think.
You know, it's like when you show up somewhere and you've never been there before and you're not sure if you belong. Can somebody find you? Can you be the tour guide?
Yeah. Just look up Thompson, connect with me, and I think it gives you an alert, like when I go into the room. But I'm just telling you, these are Brian Kramer.
Okay,
I love Brian Kramer. I want Brian Kramer to come on with Andy Elliott, because what you guys don't understand, I've been saying this a lot lately, I'm going to keep saying it. Go hug a used car sales guy. Go give that guy $10 and a hug and tell him you're going to pray for him every day. Go find out what the used car guy, the used car sales guy, in my opinion, may actually have the hardest job. He's got to make 20 phone calls a day. He's got to schedule minimum 2 appointments a day, or he doesn't have a job. The expectations for the used car sales guy are very clear. And if you don't meet your goals, there's going to be a talk in the back room, in the conference room. And the next thing, you might not have a job. So as a carrier, as a vendor, as a supplier of service to the dealer, if you think for 2 seconds that they're going to treat you any different than they treat the sales guy that works for them, you need a reality check, okay? Because you're approaching it wrong. If you come to a dealer demanding this and that and pay me more money, you better probably never see them again.
So wait, how much is this Clubhouse to join?
It's free.
What?
Download the app.
What? The app? Okay, how much is the app?
Free.
What? Yeah, the app is free. The room is free.
Yeah.
What's the catch, Ty? Come on.
The catch is do you want to own your own business? Do you want to understand the ecosystem? And do you want dealers to do business with you? That's the catch. What do you want? Do you want to load board and a dispatcher, or do you want to understand what your customer does every day, every week, every month, every year? They buy cars and they sell cars, and they're $20,000 a month serious about it. Think about that. There you go.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, shoot,
see the car going up the trailer?
You see that? Yeah. Oh, check that out, everybody. So that's what people are here for, just to see the car go up on the trailer. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Camera one. Let's bring in our special guest. We do have a special guest. We have a couple special guests, actually. First, we're going to bring in Michelle. Now, Michelle Hutchinson of CarNow is going to join us, and she's going to give us the UnConference report, and she is going to give us a presentation about the car shipping missing link. So we'll get her up in here. Hey, we got Artie is in the live chat. What's up, Artie? Expo Tractor is here. Thank you guys so much. And if you see a link just laying around on the floor, take a look around. Maybe it fell behind the dryer or the microwave, and just grab it and slap it on the screen. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. And Michelle is getting ready, and I think we're here. Okay. Please do help me wish a warm welcome to Michelle Hutchinson of CarNow.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
We're great.
Hey, Michelle, thanks for coming.
I'm just coming to you live this week from our Ship Your Car Now headquarters in Boca Raton, Florida. Just chilling on the beach, relaxing, and I shouldn't say that. That's a lot of people think that's what it's
Exactly.
I'm really in an office working.
Right. I'm working. Right. Well, you need to change the background to like a dungeon.
Oh, they didn't give me that option. I had.
Oh, you don't have the dungeon
truck,
shot?
and I had this. So
That's craziness.
I'm going to
Um,
take this.
all right. So where were you? Was it last week or was it the other day? What were you doing?
It feels like I've been here, there, and everywhere this week, but it was actually in it. I was in Atlanta, flew in on Sunday, and was there until about Wednesday, and then came here. So I was actually in Atlanta for the beginning of the week.
Okay. So you're in Atlanta. What are you doing
Whoa.
in Atlanta?
Well, just having to stop into this really amazing opportunity, and it was called the CarNow UnConference. And it was from Sunday evening until Tuesday morning. Monday was an entire day of collaboration and great synergy with some amazing people in this industry, from dealers to vendors to, you know, and anybody in between. And I can't tell you enough how much this conference alone really changed my perspective moving forward, not only in my business, but things that I can take with me and share with folks out there, not just within Ship Your Car Now, but other people in our industry to help and make improvements and, pass along, which I really support a lot of, is mentoring.
Now, wait a minute. You work in car shipping and you're at a conference with what, dealers and stuff? Why would you do that?
Why would I do something like that? I don't know. It's just one of those things. I just thought, why not? Why not take a chance and maybe I'll meet some people.
And did that happen, or you just were lonely the whole time, talking to nobody? Right,
Yeah,
bored.
I'm very much an introvert. I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody that has watched this show can tell. I actually got to meet some amazing people. I'm going to throw a couple names out. Jonathan Dawson, who I've heard a lot about. I got to meet him. Looking forward to having a private session with him. He's a great trainer and he's just an amazing individual. I got to meet Patrick, who's the GM of Beaver Toyota. Hugh, who's in charge of everything is related to car sales and transportation stuff, from Beaver. Got to tour Beaver Toyota in Cummings, Atlanta, and what an incredible dealership. You hear about this location a lot. If anybody's in Atlanta, go see Beaver Toyota. It's one of the coolest dealerships I've ever seen. And it's no wonder that they're slaying it out there in automotive sales right now. I got to meet the GM from Butler Lexus. I got to meet some other individuals in our industry. It's always amazing to hang out with Angela and Danny from VinQ. I got to meet other companies that I was not even aware of that now I'm looking into, and hopefully, maybe we can do something collaboratively. So it was very small, it was very intimate. And it's those kind of conferences where you really get to know people. You see them at the big conferences and you don't ever get a chance to really get to know them, and vice versa. And I walked out actually feeling like I can call on people that before I would look at and be like, oh, wow, like, how am I going to get to really know this person? It's these small conferences that I think we don't focus in enough on. And there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of these intimate conversations going on, and information sharing. And I think, Jay, I think that might be something to maybe highlight on one of the shows. Maybe even you and I do it. Is like, what are some other conferences that if you really are submerged in this industry and you want to get to know the peers that you work with and some of the most amazing individuals, there are some smaller conferences to really look into.
So, but it sounds like a lot of fun, but you're not going to do any business with these folks, right?
Of course not. Why would we do business?
Silly.
Of course. It was the thing about the unconference, and it was very, Tim Cox and his crew threw it. They organized the whole thing. And the one thing that they did with this conference is they said no pitching. There was no pitching allowed in this conference, but through collaboration at our tables of open discussion on things, people got to know you and what you do. So you were unpitching at the unconference.
Ah, I get it
Yeah.
now. Unpitching at the unconference. Actually, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just thought of that thing. So,
Wow.
and then we had the opportunity to be at a reception on Monday night. And again, that's your opportunity to talk to people and get to know them. And they do this. People started asking, so what do you do? And what do you do? So there was some great opportunities as well for us to expand our presence within the industry.
So I'm dying to ask you this curveball question, and then we'll move on. Were there other car shipping folks there?
No.
What? Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody, but here's the cool
Okay,
thing.
let's delete this segment.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
I
what?
think the really cool thing was, though, Jay, is
Wow.
that CarNow is a
Good
partner
job.
of ours.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, right.
CarNow is a partner of Ship Your Car Now. We are fully API integrated into their buy now system. So it was us supporting our partner as well.
All right. Wow.
Yeah,
That's,
so
man, that's,
I know you
yeah.
already said this, but just real quick, this UnConference was hosted by CarNow. Did I say that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, CarNow is Tim Cox. Now, I've got to actually sit down with Tim Cox for just a minute at a conference, and he did a quick interview. And I'm going to tell you, that was probably over a year ago, and I can still sometimes feel that guy's energy. It's
He hasn't washed since.
No, look.
But, and by the way, anybody that doesn't know, we're talking Tim Cox and team. How big is that team now? They're growing like crazy.
It is really growing. Just like us, they're growing by leaps and bounds because they're out there doing all the things. But I want to also mention that this event was really also a fundraiser for the charity that they support, which is Make-A-Wish Foundation. So it was kind of the piggyback of that. It was really the premise of how this all started last year. And it's grown since last year, but Make-A-Wish Foundation, that's near and dear to Tim's heart. I really got to see another side of Tim while we were there, and I mean, talk about an amazing human being. He really is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's infectious.
It's crazy. It is. It's insane. And then I met Olivia, who works there.
Oh yeah, Olivia.
Did an interview with her at Used Car Week, and you can feel Tim's energy on her jump on you. Like this guy, it's infectious.
It is,
it's a powerful thing. It's really cool.
You know what, Ty? You're 100% right, and I see it with everyone that works at CarNow. Like that, it's because it all flows downward, and they just soak up all that energy and really project it back out. And I honestly, it's hard to meet such a great group of individuals. I mean, we do work with other companies, and I know that they're also wonderful, and they've got amazing people that work for them. But I know that CarNow is one of those top echelon companies that you just feel it when you walk into their booth, when you talk to them. Olivia's outstanding. I mean, she's an adorable human being. Shout out to Olivia.
I'll put a link in the live chat. Yeah, that was a great
all
interview.
of the girls. Michelle is a New York rep for CarNow. I apologize, I don't have her last name, but Michelle works in New York, upstate New York. She helped Tim organize this whole thing, and she was there. And again, the energy, the dedication, just all of it really can transform a room.
So here's what I want to do. We are
invested.
This is great stuff. And when I come back, what I want to know is how you work with CarNow. What is the car shipping missing link? So we have a lot more to cover. We're already 20 minutes in. It's going to be a little bit of a longer show, but that's a gift. So do me a favor, stick around. Right after this, we're going to go into the car shipping missing link. Stick around. We'll be right back. Ship Your Car Now presents Integrated Automotive Transportation Solutions. When your car buying customers are on your dealership website shopping for vehicles, they can easily find an instant shipping quote. By entering simple information, first name, last name, email, and phone number, delivery zip, delivery state, and clicking the button Get Your Shipping Quote. Choose from express shipping, enclosed transport, and proceed to checkout. Review the order summary. Enter the delivery street address and city and click Next. Simply enter your credit card information just like any other online shopping cart. And when you are ready, click Review Your Shipping Order. Check your shipping order one more time and choose Proceed to Checkout. Your delivery is all set. If you want to ship your car now, go to Ship Your Car Now. Ship Your Car Now provides a full suite of vehicle shipping services for all types of businesses. That's why Ship Your Car Now offers trusted carriers good paying loads that pay fast. Visit shipyourcarnow.com. Got a link in the live chat now. We're back after the break. What we're going to do is we just heard about the UnConference report with Michelle. We're going to learn more about what UnConference is as we move into the car shipping business link. The car shipping business link. That's interesting. Please do help me wish a warm welcome to Michelle Hutchinson of Ship Your Car Now. All right, take it away, Michelle. So what is going on now? What do we got?
So you guys get a 2-for-1 special today. I'm gonna share with you some pictures and drop a little bit of knowledge that was shared with us at the UnConference. Obviously, we can't share everything, but I have a little something that you all can take away with you. And then we're gonna step into the missing link of shipping when it comes to the purchasing process for your dealerships. All right, are we ready? Ready, Jay?
Ready to go.
You can see everything, right?
Good to go. Yeah, I see it. Great.
All right. So this was the second annual UnConference. Last year for their UnConference, I just want to let everybody know they raised about $36,000 for Make-A-Wish Foundation. They were ecstatic, and we're just hoping to do a little bit better this year. This was a group photo in the very beginning of some really amazing folks that attended the UnConference. If you don't know any of them, or you do know any of them, you'll know that these individuals bring so much information to our industry and energy. And what I noticed was throughout this just one day, is that the people that attended this conference were like-minded individuals, had the same energy, the same, customer service first kind of presence in our industry. So being around like-minded individuals can really take you as an individual to the next level when it comes to inspiring you to go back and implement some of the stuff that we learned. So during the conference on Monday, I had the pleasure of meeting Jonathan Dawson. He was on a couple different panels. One of the things that he shared with us were the 10 things you can do to add value to your product or service that will get clients to spend more. So there's 10 items that he listed for us, and I'm going to run through them real quick. Now, your challenge for those that are viewing is take these action words and figure out what they mean within your business. I know what they mean in mine. We walked through the exercise. I'm not going to do it today, but maybe that's another show. But these are some amazing words that will help add value and get your customers to spend a little bit of the money. So these are ease, effort, efficiency, expertise, education, exclusivity, environment, entertainment, empathy, and ego. Amazing E words. Well, the coolest thing was during the different table discussions, we actually came up with 2 more in the groups through the power of collaboration, and they were extra and energy. So take this information, take it back with you, and see what you can do and how this pertains to you and your company, your product, your service. And I'm telling you, their customer will spend more money if you can implement even one of these and show value. So that was Jonathan's one tiny little moment of his amazing presentation that he did. This is a shot of the reception on Monday night. So this reception was held at the TKE building, which is an elevator company. Crazy, by the way. You got in the elevator and it was all glass up and down. I mean, you could see how it all worked. If you didn't like elevators, it was a little bit, anxiety ridden, but it was really, really super cool. So at this reception, this was their silent auction. And what they did was they had a silent auction of all kinds of sports memorabilia, golf and hockey and football and baseball, and just even some movie stuff. And then Jonathan Dawson actually auctioned himself off as a trainer to come in and do a training session, a 3-day session with your company. And the coolest thing was that Beaver Toyota and VinQ got into a little bit of a bidding war And I don't know how it happened, guys, but somebody in the audience yelled, do two, do two. So Jonathan said, look, if you guys both pony up and you do the same, I'll do one for each. And they did. And knowing that it was all going to make a wish is why. Now I have to tell you, he auctioned off and I actually bought him for a day. So get a private session with him and I'm super excited. But this reception was phenomenal. And in the end, last year they did raise, like I said, $36,000. And this year they raised over $76,000.
Wow. That's a lot
And
of
to
money.
give you a little insight into what that means, the average wish through Make-A-Wish Foundation costs somebody $10,000. So every $10,000 goes to one wish for a child who is, usually terminally ill. We just basically granted almost 8 wishes to 8
Wow.
different people
Wow.
through the collaboration of this group. So it was phenomenal.
Wow.
And that's CarNow. That's the UnConference.
Wow, that's awesome. Nice job, Michelle.
Thanks.
It sounds like it was an awesome event, and so it looks like we're gonna have to do some follow up with you about other small conferences, right? And to learn more. So we'll
That
have
would be
to,
great.
yeah, let's put that on the roadmap. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that maybe we should do that. Everybody knows about NADA. Everybody knows about
Right,
Used Car Week and
right.
Digital Dealer. Sometimes a lot of people don't actually know about NAIDA for the independent dealers, and that is a
Yes.
fantastic conference. I mean, there are so many independent dealers out there that are very thirsty for a lot of the stuff that we have to offer them. So that's a great conference. And then there's a couple of other small, intimate ones. And yeah, let's
So
definitely do that.
next show, let's do a Cars on the Move in May ahead of NIADA. Okay?
Yep.
Either end of May, maybe like May 19th or June 2nd. Because when is NIADA? Mid June?
Yes, it's in June and it's in Las Vegas this year at the Wynn.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, let's what do people put? A button or a.
Let's put a pin in it, Jay.
Put a pin in it. There we go. Let's put a pin in
pin.
that one. All right. So you've got I'm going to put a pin in it while you, what do we got here? Car shipping missing link coming up?
We got the car shipping missing link. We're going to talk
All right,
about
let's
the
do that.
importance of shipping and how sometimes your chain isn't as strong if you got that link missing.
All right. Take it away.
All right. So here we go. So we're going to talk about the car missing link and what that means to a lot of people, or to me specifically in our industry and dealers industry, is that, you guys think that a lot of people think that the buying process is over when the deal is signed, the ink is dry, the money is exchanged, and that's it. But a lot of people forget, like, how do you get the car to the person? How do you finish that experience off? It's like you're at the edge of the cliff and you need a bridge to get to the other side. But I want, children, houses, and cars. Those are the top 3 purchases that a human being will make in their lifetime. Not they're not going to buy children. I get it. I just heard what I said. Those are the 3 biggest events in someone's life: having
Right,
children,
biggest
buying a
events.
house, and buying a car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we have the opportunity to do is we are the last impression that is left in that buying experience. And a lot of people forget that. So
Yeah.
the delivery portion of the buying of the vehicle is left in the hands of a transport company. So what we have to do is remember that we have an opportunity to leave a positive, lasting impression with that consumer. And for the dealer, it means you need to find the right transportation company that is trustworthy, that has a good record, that knows this industry as well as Ship Your Car Now does, that is going to leave that positive impression. Because what can happen is the customer could have the most amazing experience. It's the best salesperson. They got free cappuccino. Their kids got to watch Disney Plus while you were buying your car, and they walk out and then they're buying the car, but they're moving. Say they're in Georgia and they're moving to California and they need that car in California. When they get there, and if the transportation is well, that's the last impression they have, because they're going to associate that last final transaction with the dealership. So it's our job as brokers, carriers, and everybody to make sure that we do the best job we can, because that dealership is our customer. And when the consumer goes out on Yelp, we want them to have the final last experience be positive so that they give the dealer a positive rating. That's super important. So we all know, you and I and Ty know, that carriers play a major role in this whole entire process. We as brokers, my job as a broker is to develop the relationship with whoever it is that's shipping the car. Then what I have to do is be able to entrust a carrier to give the same level of service that I provide. And we do that by vetting and discussing and talking. But in the end, once that vehicle is picked up by that carrier, we have to know that we're putting it in the hands of somebody that we trust to also get it there. So the carrier plays a very important role. What I'd like, and then with that comes the best practices. And you guys, we've talked about this a lot. We've talked about best practices with carriers, and I'm just going to keep hammering it home until it actually starts to happen. And I don't want to say that we have so many great carriers out there. We have so many amazing drivers out there. But there is a handful that can make or break us as brokers and as dealers and as people shipping cars. So let's just run through those best practices again. As you guys always know, communicate, communicate, communicate. You, again, talking to a Michigan State University graduate in communication arts and science, I demand communication. And it's just something that I think people sometimes are afraid to do when there's a problem, or even just don't do it at all. But communication can solve so many issues and get ahead of a problem before it even starts. So let's just communicate. Guys, make sure that you understand the expectations. Carriers, drivers, please make sure you understand the expectations of the dealer, the customer, whoever your customer is. And I want to do a little side note on this one. We've noticed through the number of cars that we ship here, and just through my experience, I've noticed that lately there's been a disconnect between the dispatchers and the drivers. And dispatchers, you are not doing a service to you or your company when you don't give your driver the instructions and special instructions and contact information that we spend time providing to you. So please, I beg of you, please make sure that you are giving your driver, Mr. Carrier, give your driver the best opportunity to give greatness, to do a great job. Make sure they have that information. And, respect goes both ways. I'm going to preach to all the brokers and dealers and everybody out there who comes down on these carriers and drivers, give them some grace. At the UnConference, we talked a lot about grace. And I think sometimes we kind of forget the human factor that goes into our business. But respect does go both ways. We need to do a little better job respecting our carriers and drivers. And carriers and drivers, please give us the respect that we also deserve. We are here to help, and we are here being held accountable to our client. So when we need updates, when we need truthfulness, when we need transparency, that's what we are asking. Please do what you say you're going to do. We brokers, same with you guys. Do what you say you're going to do. If the car's going to be ready, make sure the car's ready. If the car's not ready, help the carrier out. But carriers, please don't overcommit and under-deliver. It's the worst thing. Like, we all know, guys, in our experience, do we not know how long it typically takes to go in a day, that they can travel about 500 to maybe 700 miles, depending on size of the truck, size of the trailer, weather conditions, all that kind of stuff. Please don't tell me, Mr. Carrier, that you're going to go from New York to California in 3 days without a team, because I do know that can't. The transport system does not have a teleport system yet. So just do what you say you're going to do. Give us realistic information and be transparent in all aspects. We should, as brokers, be transparent with you, and we expect the same in return. And we all need to be patient with each other. I think in today's climate, we have all forgotten about just being patient with one another. You guys be patient with us, and we'll do the same. And guys, and here's my biggest thing. Building relationships with brokers for carriers equals more business. We at Ship Your Car Now, are moving forward with a carrier program to highlight and to reward the carriers that do a great job for us. And I can tell you from my experience here that when those orders come in, our top carriers are auto blasted out all of our moves for the day so that we can use them because they've done such a great job. Doing a good job is rewarded. And I think more companies need to get on board with that. But I know here at Ship Your Car Now, that is something that we are definitely doing to show the carrier that we appreciate them and to build that carrier base and loyalty with them as well. So last but not least, guys, we're going to talk about the DNA of a dealership. Okay. How do you have a complete buying experience without automotive shipping? Anybody? Anybody? You really don't. And as much as you guys hate shipping and hate the whole transportation industry, I get it because we live and breathe it, but give it to us. Let us manage it. Let good companies like us take that load off of your plate. You go sell, we will keep moving. So A to Z is only A to Y without a shipping partner. Just so you know, that's that missing link at the end. You got to have the Z, which is the zip sauce here at Ship Your Car Now. And we are going to help make that last piece of that buying experience fantastic for the consumer. We do definitely have a secret sauce, guys. It's going to be coming out. You can see we branded it. Can't tell you what's in it, but it is the zip sauce. And in our missing link here, we have our IATS platform. And what that is that we have a full API integration system like we have with CarNow. And we also offer an iframe with a link for individual and customized dealer quoting and order shipping platform. So we do our best here to make it easy for everybody, but keep your eyes open. We're going to be at Digital Dealer, and I am going to take some marketing ideas and maybe bring some of our zip sauce with us. So please, everybody, make every day a day to learn something new. I've learned something new today just with you guys. And as always, I love being on your show. And do you have any questions for me?
Well, we love having you on the show. Ty, do you have any questions or otherwise?
No, I think really she summed it up perfect. And I really appreciate the slide deck to go along with it because I think that's what ATI is about, right? I'm going to say it again. I said it the other day. I keep saying it. Ship Your Car Now, Michelle, is what I've decided is the bumper rails at the bowling alley. Ship Your Car Now is the bumper rails at the bowling alley to help the transport and the dealer get to the pins being success. Everybody made it safe. Everybody got paid. Everybody's happy. We're going to do it again, right? So I appreciate Ship Your Car Now, Michelle. And I also appreciate your guys' transparency, and especially our next guest, which is a really big surprise.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do that camera one. And by the way, hey, listen, and I see the live chat, and I participate as well. And I want to say this is that you have never seen a channel like ATI. We're including everybody, and we will answer and question as need be. Artie, you're not alone, and send it in, man. You see something you don't like, email it to me. I will share it. But if you don't have it in front of you, then how do we know we have that? I'm not saying you haven't seen it, but send it to me and we'll share it. Okay? Do me a favor here. Were you gonna Michelle, did I hear you? No. Okay, here we go. Let's bring in Marco. Okay. Final segment of today's live show. Marco Maggiore has something to say. Marco, what are you doing, man?
How are ya?
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
What's new in your world?
You know what? I have been privileged to be able to go ahead and join Michelle and the amazing team over at Ship Your Car Now.
What? Wow.
Yeah,
I wish I had a confetti cannon. You know?
Very, very excited
Hey, Marco.
about the opportunity.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you're at Ship Your Car Now, and so everybody's at Ship Your Car Now. Now. Is that what it is?
The secret sauce, Jay.
Right. It's the secret sauce. Now, before Ty, do you have a special guest or no? Another special guest?
Come here, just real quick.
All right, here
Sorry.
we go. Let's see what he's got.
They can't hear. This is my buddy Jay, and we got Ship Your Car Now on. I forgot your name. I'm sorry.
James.
James. And James, you do what?
I'm a mechanic here at KCI.
KCI, which is America's Auto
yeah.
Auction now. You've been here for a while, right?
Yeah,
Like more than
a little over 6 years.
6 years. We met Ed the runner last week. He's been here
Ed,
7
yeah.
years. Yeah. So we got to talk to Ed. And I didn't know the runner existed, right? I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, he's shagging titles and everything. Yeah. James, 6 years, and it's mechanic, is that what you said?
Yep.
Mechanic. So what does the mechanic do at the auction?
Like on sale days, if stuff don't start, I'll go to it and get it running or tell them why it doesn't run. And that's basically what I do throughout the week.
Just making sure cars start and get through the lane.
On top of doing the mechanical for the repo side, I'll drive the cars and I'll input the mechanical into the CR so the dealers see what we found. And
mechanical, now CR is a big word. We talk about CR a lot, especially for the online dealer, right? Who's buying online. And so the CR has something to do with that.
Right.
And what is that? You plug it in, you're talking about the thing you plug into the car and tells how any codes or...
Oh, the Ventel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that usually if it's one I'm getting to, like it had a key made, and because CR riders can't do Ventel on one that doesn't have a key.
Right.
So
that's a big deal.
And there's codes in it. I'll throw them in, put lights in, and drive it up over the ramp and do.
Yeah, you got the big ramp.
Do the frame underneath, and I'll input.
Basically a PSI.
Yeah, pretty much.
Full blown. So and then but you're here 5 days a week-ish, about 40 hours a week-ish, and just keeping cars going, making sure they're running. That's a great job. I bet you love it.
I enjoy it.
If you're doing it for that long, right?
I enjoy it even more when the weather cooperates.
When it's a little nicer out, no doubt. James, appreciate you, man.
Thank you, James.
Thanks
very much.
Everybody loved it. Good job.
This is the ecosystem that we're talking about. And I put it in the live chat. I invite anyone to send me anything that needs to be talked about in this industry. ATI is here to help. I'm telling everybody, no one's ever seen a channel like this before in this industry. I had an Instagram just the other day. Somebody said, well, you should think twice before you have them as a guest on your show with somebody else. And I said, hey, this is an ecosystem. And we need to, it's time we start talking. We got to bring down these walls, right? Can we bring down the walls?
Yep.
Right on. All right. Because what are we talking about? You know, as you're in your presentation, so the carrier is a very important part of the process. Some carriers think they're the only part of the process. What would the dealer say about that?
I think the dealer, no, it's really not. They're not the only. They're not the only but part. You're right.
Right.
Yeah, there are some carriers out there that do think that they are the end all be all to this process, but I think if we can try and change that thought process with them. I mean, brokers are the same way though too. There's some brokers out there that think, the sun and the moon rises and sets.
That's true, isn't it?
Right.
It is true.
Right. But I think if we can change that perspective and make it more of a understanding that this is a group effort and we all have to work together in this space to do the best job that we can for the end user, the end buyer, or the dealer, or whoever it is that we're shipping cars for, that's going to just make our industry that much better. And I think that too many people, like you said, have their walls up and need to start realizing that, hey guys, guess what? When you and I are gone, there's going to be other people behind us keeping this industry going. And if we can just share that information and start to change the dynamic of what we're doing and make it better, just think about how great our industry is going to be 10, 15, 50 years from now when they have flying cars, teleport systems. I mean, it's going to be crazy.
Right. It'll change for sure.
Super.
Yeah. Okay, so in the 500 to 700 miles a day, I was thinking, what can we build in like a percentage ratio of like whether it's DOT, traffic? You know, when we're thinking you can make it in 2 days or I can make it in 1 day or whatever it is, because there must be a reason why a carrier gets backed up in time and is trying to drive 1,000 miles a day.
I think that, when I say 500 miles a day, that's a number that I came up with so many years ago from talking to drivers, taking into account DOT regulations, understand, and brokers, you really need to understand, and you need to teach your dealers and under other people that's not their job, but sharing that information, sharing those tidbits with them, just makes your client even smarter and stronger and more compassionate when things change. But DOT regulations only let these guys drive. It's an 11-14 rule, so they get to work 14 hours a day, of which they get to drive 11 hours, and after 8 hours, they have to stop for 30 minutes. So it's really, these guys only get to drive for 10 and a half hours a day. You come through Michigan right now, where it's snowing, and you're going 20 miles an hour, ticket away on your clock. And I think one thing that people don't understand is back even before all these DOT regulations, when they had their, you guys all remember they had the handwritten logs, it wasn't when you started. Now, when the drivers start their trucks, it starts. So if they end up at your dealership, you haven't prepped that car and they got to sit there and wait an hour, you just took an hour off of the amount of time that they can drive. So it's a whole bunch of everything that factors into how much they can drive. But I tell people 500 a day, because that's typically with traffic and weather and DOT and stuff. I have talked to a lot of drivers going minimum 60 miles an hour. Usually they can go. 500 is a good number. It's a solid number.
Do you see how she understands so many aspects of the industry? Is that amazing? Ladies and gentlemen, that's incredible.
20 years of doing it, honey.
Wow.
And making mistakes and learning
the
and
dealer,
researching.
the carrier, the customer. I mean, obviously, and then once we get an understanding, then I know rates are very important too.
Yeah.
We're not going to shy away from that. But there are so many moving parts.
There are. And I got to tell you, I am so ecstatic that Marco is here with us.
I know, me too.
When you've been doing this business, and there are some of us out there that have been doing it for a couple decades, like myself. When you meet somebody like Marco that has more experience than I do and more knowledge than I do on it stuff as well, I am so excited to be able to tap into his mind and his information, and I can't wait to see where it takes me over the course of the next year. So thank you, Marco.
Marco, how many years experience do you have in this industry?
Jay, I got about 15 years, so
15.
in it.
Wow.
So yeah, and really everything that Michelle's saying is true. But I think the thing that people have to realize is that in today's modernized auto transport world, it's so much more than just moving metal from A to B. And part of the reason why we really want to make an emphasis to work with our carrier partners is all of that education that Michelle has, that she knows, that she has knowledge from all the years of being in this space. Dealerships might not have that knowledge. So for us to be an advocate almost for carriers who explaining to dealers, hey, this is why this happens, this is why delays happen, this is why we can't bring a car 1,000 miles in a day, but then also being able to take the knowledge of the dealership business and bringing that back to the carriers so they can understand the demands that the broker is put under from both the dealership side and both the carrier side, because we naturally sit in the middle of that relationship. But we're not there to be a negative factor. We're there to be an advocate for both sides, because frankly, it's an ecosystem, as you and Ty have said many times. And normally when one piece succeeds, they can help the other pieces to succeed as well. So there is a very much an importance of helping their carriers understand what our businesses require of us, but then also helping the businesses understand the challenges that those drivers face every day on the road. That's a very important piece of this puzzle.
It's interesting. It's easy to get lost in your vertical and your cubicle in the daily grind. So, when I was a dispatcher, I would get and you even made me think, Michelle, I know there are times where I've been given lengthy instructions on a pickup and I had to pass those along, and it's hard. It is hard. And that's where communication, you have to, as a dispatcher, let's say you get that instruction from the broker, and then you're going to give it to your driver. if you can't communicate with your driver, if there's too much other crap going on, it's not going to all get there, and then there's going to be a problem later.
Yeah. The more that we communicate, the more we can circumvent problems. And that's really, that would be a really amazing thing.
And this is where technology can help, because instead of having to verbalize and write it all down, if it can be a text and easily passed along, that can save so much headache. So great tech, right?
Yep.
Ty, you were going to say?
Well, so I'm on my 23rd year car hauling, and it took me for sure 10 years to figure this out. So here's some free advice. If you're a carrier and you're hearing communication, and you come across in your mind, in your head, some communication that you don't want to tell anybody, that's probably the best time to tell somebody. And what I'm trying to emphasize here is we can all work with the truth. Even if we don't like it, pick up the phone, shoot a text, I'm late, I lied, I broke something. It doesn't matter. Whatever the bad news is, if you think it's bad, the minute you think it's bad, take action. I promise you, it's not fun. I get it. It makes you sick, especially when you smash the top of the F-150, right? And you know people are waiting on it. Just communicate. You have no idea. When these people, when Ship Your Car Now, Michelle, Marco, they're saying communicate, okay? What they're saying is tell me if I'm wrong, guys. You want to hear bad news as soon as there's bad news. Am I right?
Absolutely, 100%.
It took me forever to figure this out.
Me too.
Yeah.
But they're not joking. When you know you're going to be late, when you know you've done something that is not in the schedule, plan, whatever you want to call it, that's when you pick up the phone immediately.
Absolutely.
And I'm not joking.
Ty, you're right. Absolutely right. And I'm going to tell you, when the carriers that do that think they're really afraid of how that's going to end up for them, but we have the ability to advocate for the carrier right away when we know, and when they're being truthful and honest and transparent, we can advocate for them. We can help solve that problem that maybe they're not thinking of either, because of the amount of stuff that we do. The other thing too is I want to really emphasize that when they do call us with bad news right away, not 2 days later, it builds integrity. And when we see integrity within a carrier, I guarantee you, we will work with that carrier all the time.
Well, here's a perfect example. Tim.
Uh-oh.
Nope, frozen Ty.
Hit a button. This is a really good topic, because you know why I think what's happened? Because we know that there's such a war on, like, just the generic load board space. Did I say that well? That you are afraid because you don't know who you're dealing with. They're going to, you assume somebody's going to rip your head off. Because I tell you, during a dispatch, when you're already fighting during the dispatch. So if something goes wrong, they're going to rip your head off.
Well, and if they're fighting during dispatch, if a broker and a carrier are fighting during dispatch, they shouldn't be working together.
That's exactly right.
That should be the honeymoon phase of transportation. I mean, you're dating, you're getting to know each other.
Totally.
You're on your best behavior. And then when it gets in the trenches, it's a relationship, right?
This is a show. The relationship of the dispatch. Oh my gosh.
Writing it down.
That is awesome. You write that down for me, will ya? That is brilliant, because it's true. If he's smacking you around on the first date, get out of there.
Yeah, you better run. That's I'm throwing the red flag at that point, right?
It's so great. And it's not, but it is true. And that's how you know, you're not going to share any bad news.
I'm going to share this with you, and it happens to us all the time when we're dispatching. My assistant, Alex, she's phenomenal. She's gotten it down into a rhythm where if they're negotiable, if they ask for a little bit more money, but they give us the information, and she asks the questions, like she'll say, where's your driver right now? How many picks do they have? How many drops? When that carrier is transparent and really walks her through the process, instead of saying, it's none of your business, we will pay that carrier even a little more, because we know right off the jump that they're going to communicate with us and they're going to be transparent. So mean, that's a great first date is when that happens. And then, yeah.
We'll have to come up with like a code. Like, listen, I need more on this, but I'll be transparent, right? We'll create the transparency gang.
Yeah. I'm
Are
starting
you
to
in-
think,
are
I'm
you in
thinking of games right now for Digital Dealer Las
This is
Vegas.
so
Like, how do I
good.
turn this into like
The
spin the wheel or
transparency
something? I don't
game.
know.
I
Yeah.
think the important part, Jay, is that we want to try and take what is generally, and you said load board, which is a transitional relationship, right, between a carrier and a broker. And we want to turn it into a true relationship. And with relationships, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be problems that come up. Things are going to happen that you can't control. But what you do have control over is being proactive and letting people know when there is a problem. Because again, I'll say it, we can be the advocate for the carrier to that dealership, letting them know what's going on, what's happened, and we have that same type of relationship with them. So, our goal is to have relationships with carriers. We want to date the carriers. We want to, have good relationships with them. There's going to be back and forth, but the bottom line is there's a mutual respect there because one understands they necessarily can't get along without the other one. And when you have that trust and build that direct relationship, when you have those bumps in the road, you're going to have an understanding, but you're going to move on because people make mistakes, but everyone is accountable for those mistakes as well. And that's really what the key to a good relationship is between a carrier and a broker.
Yeah, we at UnConference, we had a very, very amazing discussion between loyalty and retention. And do they coexist hand in hand, or is one independent of the other? We got into an amazing discussion about it. But Marco, I think that speaks to the fact that when you work with a carrier and you build that relationship with them and you build the loyalty with them and vice versa, when small things happen, it will give you that grace. We give that carrier grace because we've built that relationship, and therefore we can retain them as a carrier. They retain us as a customer. So it's a cycle. And like I said, I wish you guys could have been present. I'm actually going to put the debate that we had up on LinkedIn this weekend between Patrick from Beaver Toyota and Jonathan Dawson. So it was phenomenal. So I'll put that on LinkedIn, but I think that's the truth right there.
I like it.
I just put the definition of symbiosis in the live chat. It's an interaction between two different organisms living in close physical association, typically to the advantage of both. A mutually beneficial relationship between two people or groups. Symbiosis.
That's the whales in the cleaner fish.
whales
That was
in
our
the
first
cleaner
presentation, remember?
Wow, that's amazing, dude.
That was our first ever.
Full circle.
Atlanta. There we go. We made it back. Well, Marco, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations. It's a big deal. I caught it on LinkedIn and got a hold of you, and I know you got plenty going on, but that was really nice of you to take the time to come and share the breaking news. So thank you. Michelle, you, of course, are just always amazing, and we can't wait to see you soon.
Sounds great.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all so
Thank you,
much.
guys.
Bye, Marco.
Always a pleasure. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Thank you. All right, what I'll do, Ty, is I'll put them in the waiting room. We have so let's see here. Let's just recap. Okay, I'll see you Monday morning. We got another full day of work to do on prep, ATI Academy, Car Conference.
Hey, I've been trying to send you an email. Did you get an email? With
I got a couple emails. I just haven't opened it. I was doing other stuff.
Okay, don't worry about it. It's been driving me crazy. I was working on something for you. The ATI carrier
spreadsheet
program.
Yeah,
ATI program.
Stuff. Yeah,
okay.
No. It's we have we have so much going on.
We do,
know.
And I'm happy about it because what's really happening, guys, is you're starting to see, this is what I've thought Jace thinks is what we talk about. This is what we eat, sleep, breathe, live is automotive, right? If you're in transportation, business automotive. There you go.
Automotive business. That's right.
I hope you're starting to see the value of relationships, dealers, auctions, brokers, technology, right? That's what we talk about.
Yeah.
It does have an impact. It does have an effect on what you're doing in your business. Existing business, been in business for 15 years, ATI is helping you see the change. The change is real, and it's really happening today, right now. Go ahead.
And we're not going to hide from uncomfortable stuff.
No,
that's our other
what we
promise.
love.
If you put it in the live chat, you have seen it. We have seen Molotov cocktails during client interviews, and we will continue. Send it in. Don't be afraid. This is the first time we've ever truly included everybody.
Yeah, it's taking some time, and we're
I don't
not
mean
there.
us. I mean in this industry.
Yeah. Well, it's been good.
We're not doing a scripted club, whatever. We're not doing that, man. This is open to everybody. And if you're the biggest problem, I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Contact
us. That's good.
Yeah.
Contact ATI.
We're not going to hide from it.
Autotransportintel@gmail.com. Autotransportintel@gmail.com.
Call Ty, 417-483-2764. Here's the cutoff. It has to be about auto business.
Yeah. If
you want to talk about politics and the weather, we don't really do that.
I'm doing another demo today.
You are?
2, 4.
Oh.
I'm doing another demo, and then I've got, after we get done here, I've got 2 calls that guys have been calling in because of the platform, because of ATI, because of call Ty 417-483-2764. And we're not charging anybody any money, right? That's how much I care about this business.
That's why I was doing there must be a catch stuff. Everybody assumes there always has to be a catch.
No. Seriously. I hang out and listen to and watch and follow enough car dealers that I can really promise you something. And that's, you need to be at ATI and you need to be paying attention, because this is where you're going to build your business. Your car hauling business, your tow truck business, your repo business.
Because if you're not building a business, you'll have nothing left to sell.
Well, you'll have a lot of sad stories, and sometimes those sad stories can make a great book and, maybe be a bestseller. But for the most part, you're just going to have a lot of sad stories.
You'll have a book of sad stories, but instead of a business you can sell. Because as Ty likes to point out, you want to build a business that you can sell.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I love about auto transport. And really, nobody says it out loud, but this is a very scalable business if you do it right. This is a very scalable business if you do it right.
Because it's your clients. If you haul off load boards every day for 5 years, at the end of 5 years, what do you have?
Wore out truck and a lot of sad stories. And
you have no clients. You have no clients. You have no clients.
And maybe that's not the thing for you, but Michelle mentioned it, and I've actually talked to Gavin and John with Ship Your Car Now about this. I don't know exactly what they call it. They don't carry a carrier program, but we'll call it a carrier program. But it's basically a way and a means to help new guys get into the business,
right,
and help them grow.
When this is what you like to talk about. Do you understand the carrier?
Right, yeah. Do you
building a lane?
Building a lane.
I love that.
And that's where the more I get to spend time with the brokerage companies, technology companies that are really trying to help the dealer and the carrier succeed, the more I'm in my repertoire of building a business. As you go and I'm really not the people guy. I like to drive. I like to work on my truck, and I just like to work, right? I don't really like to hang out at the auction and talk to car dealers. I don't really like to follow car dealers on social media and Clubhouse, Ty. Fine, no problem. I really believe people like Michelle and Marco and John and Gavin and these guys at Ship Your Car Now, I really believe what they're telling you. What she just told you for the last 30 plus minutes, I really believe that. And I don't think it's a joke. So if you've got questions, call us, email us. We'll help you.
And that's part of it too, is that.
Hey, look, it's Big Ed.
What? We have another Hey Buddy?
Big Ed's back.
Every
Friday. I was just talking about you. Come here, say hi to Jay again.
Oh,
there's Jay.
Hey, how you doing?
Jay. This is Ed the runner.
Yeah.
Are you running today?
Yep, just got back.
Oh man, did you start early again?
Oh, 9 9:30.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the sale yesterday? I haven't talked to anybody.
No, I don't have a clue what happened. They don't.
It was nasty, a little nasty. Wasn't it rainy and cold?
Yeah, I think it was.
Sometimes that makes a
Oh,
difference.
yeah.
But they always sell out here.
When they have it real bad, they'll have it online.
Online, I saw that.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, they had all the snow, and it was just cars on the deal. Well, good to see you.
Where are you from? You here from
Kansas City, Joplin, yeah.
Where's this guy at?
He's in Lee Summit.
Oh, yeah.
Not too far.
Which one?
Lee Summit?
Which dealership?
Oh, no. He's at the corporate studio.
Oh, he is.
That's our YouTube channel. This is all we talk about is
car
car haulers, car dealers.
So is this nationwide going in?
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah, you're famous. You didn't know, did you?
Oh, yeah. Via satellite. Yeah.
Well, you guys have a good week.
Thanks, Ed.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Oh, I like Ed a lot.
Oh, yeah. He's a cool guy. Yeah, he's the runner.
And James, I've met
runner.
James before, the mechanic that runs around. And that's a big job. Do you know how big a job that is on a day?
Oh,
That's
shoot,
tough.
man. Oh, yeah,
You
no.
ever been to an auction whenever
saves.
before the sale?
I'll bet you there are consigners that buy him donuts. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah. He
Thank
better get
you
donuts.
for
Thank you,
saving my
James.
sale. Oh, God.
Getting the car running again. Well, anyway, I'll see you Monday. I don't know if there's anything else. Are we
No,
good?
we're good. I'll see you Monday. So have a good weekend. Try to stay warm. And
You too.
I know I've got stuff to do. I got stuff to work on. So I'll see you Monday.
Well, all right. Well, again, thank you, Ship Your Car Now. Thank you, Marco,
thank you,
Michelle. We
Michelle,
really do
Marco,
appreciate Ship Your Car Now, Gavin, John, the gang. You guys have been great to us, and we really appreciate that. So we'll see you guys soon. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much. All right, man. Take care, buddy. I'll see ya. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for jumping in the live chat. I know that, it's a complicated ecosystem. I get that. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I found this channel. That's why I do several shows a week. That's why I'm always emailing, networking, building shows. Not only shows here on ATI, but working towards the next conference. And we want to do this the right way. So share what you have to share. If you want to promote your company, if you want to share problems you've seen, if you want to send in, you want to talk about equipment, you want to talk about rates, you want to talk about the load boards, you want to talk about the mobile apps, you want to talk about ELD, anything in automotive is fair game. And we will see that your information is properly represented. And we'll do our best to help you promote, share, engage, and educate on what you think is important. That's what ATI Auto Business is all about. So please do stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Share with a friend, comment, like, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody. Oh, and Tuesday night, Asset Heavy Car Haul Business Owner Show. That's right. You want to talk trucking and auto transport? Join us Tuesday night. Stay safe, everybody. See you then.